guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, I'm Natalia. You should just go ahead and subscribe down below. But today I'm going to tell you guys about how it's 2017 and people still out there like racially profiling or just profiling people in general. Someone can be rich and you can't tell they're rich just by the way they look. You can't just think, oh no, they look poor, I'm not going to serve them or anything like that. And I actually thought about this because yesterday I was watching this video on Facebook about this guy that gave his waiter a $300 tip. And the waiter obviously didn't know they were rich because they looked regular. Like, you don't know who's going to be rich just by the way someone dresses. And I say this because today's story time is about the time that I got profiled. So, I was in high school and we did a field trip to Orlando for this competition that I was in. So one of the days, me and 3 of my other friends decided to go to downtown Disney. And downtown Disney is like a place where there's like restaurants and like stores and a theater and a bowling alley, and it's just like Disney themed. So we were walking around and there was this one restaurant that they really recommended, and they, I mean like my teacher and other people that had been there. So we're like, oh, we should definitely check it out. But this restaurant was like on the more expensive side, but we all had jobs and we could all afford it. So we were just like, why not treat ourselves, you know, like let's just go and have fun. So we go up to this restaurant and we're like, hey, can we make a reservation for later on in this evening? And the girl who was the hostess, she's like, oh, we don't do reservations. And we're like, okay, we'll just come back later. Oh man, I'm out of breath. We walk around, we shop around, we look at things, and it's later in the evening. It's like maybe 5 or 6. And we're like, okay, we're hungry now. Let's go back to the restaurant and eat. So we get to the restaurant and there's like a long line. So we're just in line waiting for them to like see other people and whatever. And then there's this guy in front of us that walks up to the hostess and he's like, hi, I have a reservation for 4. What? So my friends and I all hear that and we're looking at each other like, did you hear what I heard? He said he had a reservation. I thought he didn't do reservations. So we're just like, okay, whatever. So we just walk up to the hostess and we're like, okay, we want a table for 4. And she's like, okay, it's gonna be about 45 minutes to an hour. And we're just like, oh shit, okay. So she's like, let me get your phone number, we'll text you when it's ready. And this hostess was a different hostess from the one that had like served us earlier. So we go outside and we're just like really pissed that someone had a reservation but we couldn't make reservations. So we're like, why would they do that to us? So we call the restaurant, and one of my friends, she's like, I'm gonna use my whitest, most like adult, most like soccer mom voice I can use and ask for a reservation. So she calls and she's like, hi, this is Sarah and I want, like, I don't know, she's used a white name because her name isn't white. And I want to make a reservation for 4. And the girl was like, oh yeah, of course, you know what time? And she's like, oh, you know what, never mind. And she hangs up and we're just like, why would they not give us a table? Why would they not give us a reservation? And then we come to realize that it's probably because we looked really young, although we were all over 18 at this point, and they just thought like, oh, they can't afford it, why would we waste a reservation on them? Like, that's unfair, first of all, and unprofessional. We walk around, and at this point we're starving because we haven't had anything since breakfast, and we were just like counting on this restaurant to be ready for us basically. So we get the text message, and of course they text us when we're like on the other side of the freaking like, mall place, so we have to like run all the way there, and you only have 10 minutes to get there before they give your table to someone else. So we're like get there like with a minute to spare, and we're like, like out of breath, like, oh, we're here for a table. So then they sit us down. Our full intention was to ask for the manager and then try to get a free dessert. And I know it sounds bad, but we weren't going to try to cause a scene or anything. We're just going to tell the manager that we thought it was unfair, that we wanted a reservation and we should have been given a reservation even if we looked young. Like, that has no, what if we were in private school, we were like super rich? You don't know. Anyway, and we asked for our water or whatever we were drinking, and the waiter asked what we want to eat, and he was really friendly. And then this whole time we're like, oh, we're like pissed. But this restaurant was so nice. Like, I wish I could insert a picture of the restaurant here. It's like on the water, and like it's just really nice. Like I don't know, I felt out of place there. But at the end they hand us the checks because we like obviously split the checks in 4 because I'm not gonna be paying for anyone else's food. The service was so good apart from that we ended up not asking for a manager because we didn't want to cause a scene, and like we didn't want to look like ratchet or anything. So we didn't do anything, but it was just like I can't explain how mad we were, how enraged we were that they wouldn't give us a reservation just on the way we looked, like, and we just took their word for it. Like, of course a nice restaurant is gonna have reservations. Like, why would we just be like, oh yeah, they don't do reservations? Like, who doesn't do reservations? And then this other time was when I was in elementary school, and I went to 3 different elementary schools. But this last elementary school I went to was like a charter school, and they had a lot of events for the kids and stuff. So one of the events was this barbecue where they served like hot dogs or burgers, and I don't know, I'm sure they had like other field events like bounce houses or something like that. I don't remember. I just remember this one specific point, which was the food. It always revolves around food. So the way this was set up was that it was like they brought in catering company. So you would go to the lady that was serving the food, and you would be like, oh, I want a burger with like onions, pickles, whatever they had. Like, it was like kind of like a Subway kind of thing where you tell them like what you want on the burger. So I asked for my burger, and then once you asked for your burger, you went to a cooler and you picked up like something to drink, whether it was water, Capri Sun, or whatever. So I have my plate in my hand, and I bent over to grab a Capri Sun, and my like burger slides off my plate into the watery, icy cooler. I told y'all I was clumsy. I'm not kidding about that. I'm clumsy, and even back then I was even clumsier. But so it slides into there, and I'm really shy. So I was like thinking, like, do I starve or do I go ask for another burger? And this like asking for another burger was like a big move for me. Like, this was like outrageous. This was unheard of. So I gather myself up, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna ask for another burger, because my mom didn't pack me lunch because we were having an event. So I go up to the lady, and I'm like trying to explain that my burger fell into the cooler, and that if I could get another one. And I wasn't paying for a burger, but it was just an event the school was holding. Like, we paid money. Like, the school asked for a lot of money for different things, so I deserve this burger. So she's like, okay, and she turns around and starts talking mad shit in Spanish. Like, what? She turns around and she's like, oh, these kids are so annoying. They think they're so entitled. She thinks I'm stupid. She thinks that I don't know that she ate her burger and she wants another one. And I'm just like, what? Like, I was like little. I was literally like 9 or some shit like that. Like, I was so little. I'm like a little kid and I don't know how to speak up for myself. So like this was a bold move for me. The only thing I could gather up and like manage to do myself was say gracias when she gave me my burger in Spanish. That's all I can say. And like, I think the lady like knew I spoke Spanish when I said that, because she was like shit, like I fucked up. But of course I didn't like to my mom or anything. I just like thought like, wow, like I look so white, and like I look white now, but like I looked white and like my hair was like lighter brown, and like my eyes were like a little bit lighter, and I just looked like a white girl. So she thought, oh, this white girl doesn't know Spanish, and talk shit about her. Like, what? You can't be talking shit about people just because you think they don't know Spanish or like no specific language. I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to subscribe down below and share this video with your friends that might have interesting stories about getting profiled or something like that. Oh, and follow me on my social media, which I will have linked down below. Bye!
Hey! Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking, the hot pot, fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. We came from nothing to something, nigga. Just bad and bullshit, cooking up dope with a Uzi.